Alright then, so I'm back for a little bit more Star Trek The Next Generation, Birth of the Federation with the Ferengi. We didn't actually go too far of like the first, like, you know,
selection confirmed.
7 turns there, but whatever.
Loading game.
Although this is a game that can be played pretty fast, but I'm playing pretty slow because I'm pretty much just playing stuff as I go along here, so, you know, bear with me while I'm basically doing that, but whatever. Alright, so entrepreneurs are looking forward to new opportunities among the Federation. This guy's busy over here, you know, terraforming that ocean planet. Or slowly getting his research lab built over here. And slowly getting our construction levels up here as well. Alright, now that basically we ourselves where we are, you know, left off. Let's just get back into it, shall we?
Terraforming completed.
Now, I'll note that with my, like, you know, colony ship, I'm actually very much interested in, like, you know, colonizing Cestus pretty fast, basically, to get access to, like, you know, Kefka pretty soon after. But we're just going to keep this guy basically terraforming for now because I don't actually have our colony ship to get over here anyways just yet.
Select terraforming location.
I'm going to have to basically get a shipyard and some power basically, like, you know, get Cestus going anyway, so we're not going to get over here to see, you know, immediately anyway, so that's a thing. So, let's get ourselves our colony ship going here for now. So, I'll buy this.
Purchase order confirmed.
I'll note that the ships are a lot more expensive to buy than, like, you know, infrastructure, so it takes, like, you know, a lot longer basically to get them like, you know, up and running, but whatever. With the Ferengi, we basically have a lot of, like, you know, our income anyways to, like, you know, make use of, so it won't be as bad for them anyways. Alright, I'm about to get this, like, instruction up here. I'll note that when you're basically doing, like, your research, by the way, in this game, you don't want to basically, like, over, like, you know, well, actually, with anything in this game, you don't want to basically over, like, you know, do, like, your research and stuff. The thing about this game is that it's very much like, you know, one where, essentially, like, you know, you basically, like, put in, like, you know, what you need basically to do to, like, get stuff done, or else basically, like, you're wasting, like, you know, what you basically have. And that's basically goes both for, like, you know, your, your production for, like, these, like, you know, things here, as well as, like, you know, for, your research. Basically, in this game, you only, like, use, like, what, you basically, you complete things at one at a time, and there's, like, no, like, you know, sorry to say, overflow of, like, your productions, like, in, say, Civilization and stuff like that. If I basically, like, you know, have, like, say, 100 production being done in, like, say, Ferengi here, and I only basically need 2 to complete stuff, I'm basically waiting 90 like, production, basically, to get, like, you know, this one thing completed, so you really want to basically be focusing a lot of your efforts on, like, you know, essentially getting, like, you know, like, the best of, like, your, what you want from, like, your stuff here, in order to basically, like, get ahead in this game. Anyhow, let's just keep going here. So yeah, there's, like, construction done. We now have access to, like, our Class 2 machine guns, which is pretty good. And a colony ship is built in Ferengi. And more importantly, it's gonna, like, go here, drop this down, lock that off. Although, by the way, when you basically lock this off, it's like a way of, like, you know, allowing you to, like, you know, prevent stuff from, like, going back in here. So, if I basically allocate over here, you know that nothing's happening here or here, because I basically locked this place off. And basically, when you're, like, you know, you're taking this stuff, like, you know, back, at least, like, you know, be dispersed among all this stuff that's, like, you know, open to it. Anyway, so there's another, like, technology just go wherever it wants to at this point. And we have ourselves a new colony ship, so let's just send it over here to Cestus, and basically start helping with, like, you know, terraforming this planet over here, or the system rather. My colony ship can, like, keep exploring up here in this direction, so let's just keep it going in that way. Now, I'll note that over here in Ferengi, we're basically slowly getting our population up as, you know, more and more. So I basically want to keep, like, you know, boosting, like, you know, research structures, basically, like, do stuff and stuff like that. So let's just keep that on the way for now. I think about, like, 10 research, like, you know, labs is probably good to, like, you know, go with, like, you know, game for the Ferengi. I do actually want to start getting machine guilds at some point, so I'll start aiming for those two, like, soon, I think. Actually, let's do a quick check here. How much does it cost basically to, like, buy to upgrade machine guilds? So So I need 4 and 3 credits for that, so... It'll probably take me like a few turns basically to get what I need there for that, so that's fine. We're just gonna build ourselves a research lab here, I think. And a couple of power exchanges, and then like, you know, we'll start focusing on this perhaps after that. This is sort of like cue that stuff up so I don't have to worry about it for a little bit. Let's just go for our turn here.
An alien culture has been found.
The Temerians have a strange language, but they have plenty of Latinum. Surely we can make some kind of a deal.
Alright, well, we found Temerians. The Temerians are a technologically advanced race, whose most distinguishing characteristic is their language. Although it is easily translated, it is not easily understood, because it is composed entirely of metaphors drawn from their vast mythological knowledge. In order to understand them, one must first grasp the metaphors. Alright, so, there's the Temerians. I'll note that I still don't have, like, you know, another, like, trade route basically make use of this, like, you know, with Ferengi, so I can actually go after him with trade, but whatever. We'll slowly, like, you know, trade, like, to the Ungosians here for now. And speaking about the Ungosians, we're getting better, like, relations with them now, I guess. Not yet, apparently. Oh, well. Let's go check out that system next, I guess. Here are Temerians.
Terraforming completed.
Nice, we got some terraforming done. And we're ourselves another, you know, star over here of, like, you know, some planets. This is actually probably a weaker system over here, but I mean, it's a nice jumping point, basically, like, you know, get to, you know, the center of the galaxy up here, so... This guy is purposely strategically, yes, that's an important sector, basically, for, like, you know, moving around the galaxy. Alright, these guys...
Select terraforming location.
I'm tempted to terraform a little bit more with these guys, just to get, like, you know, this underway, so... Let's get them both to terraform a little bit more of this Arctic planet.
Select terraforming location.
Now, note that it's actually in my interest to actually probably, like, you know, colonize Cestus pretty fast. Just so I can, like, build, like, a shipyard yielding, a shipyard, so I can basically, like, you know, get more, like, access to over here. But, I still want to hold off, I think, a little bit on that, just to, like, you know, just to try and, like, get us a better system over here. The thing about this game is that if you colonize, like, you know, these, like, systems really, really fast, you'll basically have to, like, you know, well, you know what, I should actually probably demonstrate, because, you know, we're eventually going to, like, you know, probably do it anyway, so... One of these guys basically going to, like, you know, colonize, like, you know, Cestus here.
The system will be colonized.
And we're basically only able to colonize, like, these two planets right here at the beginning, because those are, like, the only planets I have, like, sell right now. Essentially, in this game, if you don't terraform all those planets in the system, you'll basically have to, like, you know, send another colony ship to basically terraform the other planets and then colonize it again to get those other systems basically done. But one advantage of basically colonizing it right away is that we actually, you know, can start putting people on the ground and, like, start populating the system and, like, you know, and build, like, a shipyard and get our stuff going. So there's some advantages, like, to doing it early, so we'll show it off, I guess.
This system is now an official member of the Ferengi Alliance.
Alright, so System Cestus colony is founded. You have colonized a new system. The colony will need a lot of attention while it grows into a functional addition to your growing empire. You will need to build new structures and eventually upgrade them to your current technological level. A shipyard can be built in this new system, which will extend the range of your starships if you provide it with an energy supply. And yes, I want to basically get myself a shipyard in here, so that'll be a thing. And nice, we got ourselves a technological breakthrough in energy, so we got wind turbines and power exchanges and light raiders. So I can build my first, like, combat ship, so to speak. So if I go over here to, like, you know, technology, you notice that basically you don't have, like, a 0 here because it's basically done. I can drop this down. I'll slowly get the other stuff basically researched at this point. Now note that when we basically colonized this system here, we basically had, like, you know, a nice little expansion basically on, like, you know, where we can basically, like, you know, our territory basically lies. Essentially in this game, we build, like, outposts and, like, you know, colonize, like, you know, systems. You'll basically have, like, a field of influence basically, like, you know, expand around your territory, so to speak. That's what happened over here when, like, they built their, like, you know, combat outposts. They basically, like, you know, grabbed all 9 sectors around themselves like this. And we basically colonize like Cestus here. We basically like, you know, get a territory boost from that. Now, I'll note that I want to build like, you know, a lot of shipyard here when I get the chance, but building this will basically require me to have like lots of credits, and I'll have to have like a power resource as well to like, you know, power it anyway, so it won't be immediately that we'll like, you know, to like, you know, go over here to Kefka is the thing. And on top of that, by the way, this also requires like, you know, 25 energy, so if I go to like production here, well, I might have enough energy to just one power exchange, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there, yes. Put that there for now. I'll note by the way, for energy, you only have like, you know, a couple structures that are like, needing power to start a game in your home sector. You basically have access to a shipyard, which basically lets you like, you know, build ships and extend your like, you know, flight radius, and as well as the dilithium required for like building more ships. But you don't really need more power beyond like, you know, those like two structures, so it's not really need that, you know, importantly right at the start, but whatever. So let's just see here. You're going to keep exploring over here, I guess. By the way, if I wanted to, I could actually set this guy's orders to, like, you know, essentially explore on his own, I think. Or maybe not. I guess he doesn't have that ability here, but whatever. I thought I did, but I guess, like, you know, that's like, you know, Birth of the Empires. It's worth knowing, by the way, that Birth of the Empires is actually based on this game, by the way, for those who actually saw that playlist of mine. This is, like, you know, a much more, like, you know, older experience, of course, to the game. Of course, you know, it's an older, you know, game as a result. I actually found out by the way this actually came out in 1999, so this is just to throw it out there. This is over 20 years old at this point. This game, so old game. All right, there's our system, a very good one too, because it's basically got free, like, you know, food boosters on it, and lots of population potential. So that's a good one over there. By the way, here's a neutron star. If I were basically run anything into that sector, I'll basically have my, you know, essentially damaged or destroyed, so we want to avoid that. You're going to go this way. And apparently I forgot to put anything, you know, production-wise in Cestus here, so whoops. But whatever. Let's just get this underway, I guess. We'll build it.
Purchase order confirmed.
And we'll start focusing on the, you know, power chains that comes after. I'll note that with like production way with like these early plants, they hadn't really do much because like, you know, most of like their like, you know, population will be like, you know, focused on food at the start. So it's not like I'm gonna be able to like, you know, basically build a shipyard right away. But you know, we'll get it going as, you know, it goes along there. And I look at Cestus now, you notice that like, you know, there's a shipyard, but we don't have any power for it, so it's just sort of sitting there, not doing anything, so whatever. You know what? I can build wind turbines. That's nice to know. We'll basically buy some credits for the wind turbines. This will actually give me, like, you know, enough power, basically, to power up my, like, you know, shipyards. And then, like, you know, we can send this guy out here to Kefka. And now send, like, an art college basically like, to do our stuff with these guys, you know, when we get along to it. You keep exploring over here. Okay, we got ourselves biotech research done, as well as computers. Got access to the subspace scanner now. And the only thing we have to research now is weapons, so I think at this point we're gonna basically have these guys start like, you know, focusing on like just like doing whatever they want to at this point, so let's just open this back all up, I think. And I don't want to have like all my research going into like weapons, for example, so we're just going to drop that down a little bit. I'll note that weapons takes the longest to research in this game for like the Ferengi, so this probably won't be done like in the next turn, but I mean, I'm not really focusing on weapons right now because I don't really need it for anything just yet. You're going to keep exploring, so we'll get down here. And it looks like they're expanding, so they managed to colonize their first system over here with their colony ship. They basically went and terraformed two of the barren planets over here, so, you know, Yamaland's basically then, like, you know, colonized. Now, they could also do the same thing I'm doing with, like, you know, shipyards and stuff, so I really do have to get over to Kefka before they get over here, so We're gonna want to buy this.
Purchase order confirmed.
And then after that, I'm probably gonna start focusing on like, getting like, this guy to like, build a colony ship soon. So that'll be a thing as well. That'll be doing. Let's get down here, view. Now, because I'm basically building a shipyard here, or like the, we're like building like the wind turbines, I'm gonna decide to start moving over toward Cactus and basically like, terraform this and like get ready to go. Alright, so there's weapons basically done. We get access to our class 2 research like, labs as well as the franchise office, which is nice to see. There's a lot of good stuff basically for the Ferengi to make use of, so we'll slowly get it all done, so to speak. Alright, so these guys basically got their wind turbine, so I basically can power this up. And I guess like next turn will be like the one where I guess like you get to over here, so it won't be immediately I like jump over here or whatever, that's fine. Cestus is currently building a machine guild, I guess. I'm actually not against building a machine guild here, I guess, so that's fine. Let's build a machine guild here. We're going to upgrade this over here. Alright, so with basically like the powered up shipyard, I now have access to like more to explore up here. I can also get over here to Kefka, so this guy will now go over to Kefka and we'll basically start like, terraforming, colonizing this place over here. This guy over here basically keep exploring in this direction, I guess, so let's have him go around to just like start here and like, start clearing up this space, and then we'll, send back up here to explore up here. Will be his plan. So there's Curl. Very limited system, but well, that's fine. Let's see what the other one next to it has. This guy's going to start terraforming, so
Select terraforming location.
let's go with the ocean planet first, because it's basically like, the best planet in the system.
An alien culture has been found.
If we can acquire the Bandy, we can use their architectural designs in our new structures.
The Bandi are technically The Bandi are a technically unsophisticated race, but they have demonstrated unusual genius in architectural methods. They are among the few known races in the galaxy who are not inspired by a knowledge of the stars to seek travel in space. They are apparently quite satisfied with the planet on which they evolved. So, we basically found a Bandai in the neb there. That's pretty cool. And apparently I had a new trade route pop up, so that's nice, so we're gonna trade with like I think Earth at this point to get a little bit of money. I'm not with like bigger systems like this will get a lot more money from it than like say the smaller systems like this, but I want to also trade with the Goans to try and get on my side, so basically when you're trading with like the minor powers, you do get a little bit of better relations with them, I think, as you go along, so we can like make friends with them a little bit easier. These guys are apparently receptive, which is nice, so we'll try to send these guys a friendship tree. On the with the minor powers, you can basically try and like get these guys on side with you and like get them like friendships, affiliations, and like memberships to like join your empire eventually. So we'll send a friendship tree to them, see if they like are happy with that idea. You can go there, and of course you're just like terraforming over here, so that's fine. I'm tempted to build the machine guild over here, but I'm wondering if I really should. It might be better to save my money until you get the colony ship as a thing, so I think that's what we're going to aim to do right now. Though here's the thing, by the way, if I actually build this like machine guild right now, we'll actually produce the colony ship a little bit faster, so maybe I'll show that off. I'll note that in this game, by the way, like you have like production structures that are like basically like for like different things you basically do. So you have like food, industry, power, espionage, as well as like sabotage, and of course like research. Basically, these like structures will get improved as like you upgrade them. So if basically you upgrade them to like the next level, they like are more productive for you guys to work in them. So
Purchase order confirmed.
basically, if I upgrade these guys that are working here in like the 5 machine guilds will be like a lot more productive. So we'll get that underway, I guess. And counter to Bandai, that's fine. So doing this here.
Terraforming completed.
Alright, so we offer a friendship proposal to Bandai, or terraforming Kefka. And I get the feeling that these guys are expanding a little bit, so I gotta watch out for that, but whatever. Now, it is possible I would come over to the system with like a colony ship and try and terraform, colonize it underneath me, so...
Select terraforming location.
I want to be very careful with what I'm doing right here, but, I'm obviously trying to, like, get a little bit more, like, terraforming in here, so I can, like, build this place up a little bit better when we get, like, stuff going here. Ah! This might be the Edo Guardian over here. Let's find out. And yep, there it is. Combat occurring in a sector Rubicon. So let's just hail them.
Hailing frequencies have been opened. An alien culture has been found.
The
So-
Edo have nothing but leisure time. They're the ultimate consumers.
We found the Edos. The Edo society is truly utopian. There's no crime, no poverty, and no war. Their lives are spent in recreation and pleasure, and they enjoy sharing their joys with other races. However, the idyllic existence is now without price. The absence of crime is due to the draconian judicial system in which all crimes are capital.
There is news from our diplomatic corps.
Hey, cool. So the Bandai accepted a friendship proposal to Ferengi, and apparently Ferengi made a statement to me, but, whatever. That's fine. Alright, so over here is basically the Edo Guardian, apparently. Now, note by the way of, like, the Edo, they're pretty, like, receptive to the Ferengi, so they'll probably be, like, able like, friendship with them as well as, like, as they did with the Bandai there. But we'll get to that when we get to that. And we're just going to go up here, basically explore the thing a little bit more. And yeah, if I go to, like, my diplomacy here, you can see, like, we'll be quite satisfied with this friendship tree, so we're not friends with the Bandai. And if I want to, I'm going to try and, like, get friends with the Edos as well, but, we'll see how it goes. But these guys are sometimes going to, like, reject it, even with the fact they're receptive, but, we'll see if they take it or not. I'm not sure if I think these guys are liking me a little bit more as well, but, who knows, really, with them. Alright, it'll basically take a couple more turns to terraform that volcano planet, but after that I think I'm going to, terraform that, I'm basically going to colonize this system, I think, after that, so that'll be a thing. Alright, so here's our statement for the Federation, by the way. You are expanding your influence too near our borders. Please reconsider in the interest of peace. Now, these guys will basically say this, by the way, when, like, they feel like, they're being, like, threatened by, like, your closeness, but, whatever. We want Kefka because, it's close by, and I want to, like, have, like, the lithium for sure, so... It's an important plan to basically get, so I'm going to try and get it. Now, note, by the way, I built the machine guild over here, and this went from, like, 25 turns to 14, so... It really does help a lot when you basically, like, improve the production facilities for these, like, systems, so... We'll be able to build that colony ship a lot faster, and, like, we'll get to work, basically, getting, like, these other systems, basically, up to par, so to speak. Alright, so nothing happened that turn, I guess. We offer a friendship proposal, and that's about it.
Terraforming completed. There is news from our diplomatic corps.
You know that they basically rejected the friendship proposal. You really have to, like, get these guys to really like you a lot more than, like, what we currently have them, so... It'll be a little bit before you have the Edos basically on our side. Alright, now note over here, basically I have 2 planets colonized. That's enough basically for me to, like, really hold this planet, so...
The system will be colonized.
We're going to colonize Kefka here, have access to it, and then, like, that'll probably be, like, where we're just going to stop over here with these guys, but it's fine. Okay, I want to buy this when I get the chance to, so... That'll be next turn, I guess. Now note that over in Cesta, you can see that this system's slowly growing. Basically, like, how this basically works with, like, production. Every, like, 10 population you have in a system is essentially going to be, like, a pip of, like, production for, like, these facilities. So, at basically 3 population, we'll have, like, 3 pips basically do stuff over here. And, we'll be able, like, to fill, like, this machine guild. I figure right now I'm just going to buy this to have access to it. Just so we can like build stuff a little bit faster over here when we need to. And we'll build another one when I get the chance as well.
This system is now an official member of the Ferengi Alliance.
Alright, so there we go. We basically expand toward the Federation. And as you can see, basically, inside our borders all the way over here. Now, if I basically build a troop transfer over here, it's very possible I might be able to, like, you know, cut off, like, the Ingosians from, like, the Federation. They can still probably interact with diplomacy if they met them, but, you know, if they haven't sent their scout ship over here, then, like, you know, we can basically lock off, like, this, like, you know, miner from, like, the Federation and, you know, keep them from, like, you know, joining them if I can. So, that'll be a thing I want to try and do at some point, but we're going to get this going right now.
Purchase order confirmed.
I'll get a troop transfer basically to help out with that, you know, that, like, philosophy, so to speak. Alright, so we got Machine Guild and Cestus. That now means that over here I can basically, like, you know, fill this slot when I basically get the free population. There's my colony ship. Now, I'm not sure, but I think I can also, like, you know, terraform their plants to make them a little bit happier, but we'll focus on our own for now. And try, like, you know, get these places basically colonized a little bit easier. I think, by the way, you start with, like, 10 population when, like, you sell these places, so it'll take a little bit to get these guys up to, like, their full population potential, but they'll get there fairly fast, because, you know, essentially, like, you know, with, like, you know, population, it's an exponential growth type of thing, so it won't take long. And you know what? Let's just go to the corner here to try and, you know, map out as much of the space as possible. I'll note that in, like, the grand scheme of things, I can only, like, see, like, you know, basically what my ships, like explore in this game. Unlike, say, like, other, like, space games where, like, you know, sometimes they have, like, the stars, like, sort of, like, preset for you to basically see, but whatever. We're just going to try and, like, you know, see what's over here a little bit if we can, because it looks like there's a big cluster of stuff over here. And let's go from there. And there's nothing in this pip, apparently, so that's good to know. I'll avoid that neutron star, so I'm just going to have this guy just go here and then over here to, like, avoid it. Just so you know, it's, like, you know, dangerous to enter these things, so we're going to avoid them for that reason. You're going to do some more terraforming
Location.
to get that Arctic going for me if you can. Now, I want to get a troop transfer going over here, so we'll basically wait a couple turns to get that built, and then, like, you know, we'll send it over to Kefka to build, like, you know, our outpost over here.
An alien culture has been found.
Greetings from the Klingon Empire. We are a race of warriors, and if you do not wish us to prove it to you, we advise you to stay out of our way.
And with that, we found one of the warlike races. So, the Klingons are a proud warrior race, whose traditions of honor and courage are strongly upheld. Their society is imperialistic and authoritarian in nature. In Klingon society, power is held by great warriors, regardless of their capabilities as statesmen. Klingons expand their territory primarily by conquest, but they have occasionally made successes in diplomatic maneuvers. It's very unlikely I'll be able to get diplomacy with, like, the Klingons, but they're up here apparently, in this direction. Luckily, it looks like they won't be, like, able to, like, get to me very, very quickly, because, you know, they'd have to go, like, toward the Federation for the most part, but, you know, they're up there apparently. So yeah, this is, like, a nice strategic area, because, you know, from here we can just jump over to, like, you know, Cestus, for example, or, like, jump up to the Klingons, so really important sector up here apparently. So encounter the Klingons. You're slowly terraforming this. And I don't have the credits yet for that, so, you know, one more turn for it.
Terraforming completed.
Alright, good. Now, note with, like, the diplomacy in this game, you'll notice that, like, there's a green, like, you know, barrier on, like, the Federation and a white one for Klingons. Essentially in this game, empires you haven't met won't have anything around them. Empires you have met but haven't, like, you know, got any relations with, you have, like, a white border. And, like, you know, relations with, like, you know, more positive, like, you know, faction, you have, like, a, you know, different, like, colors like this, like green one for the Federation. Right now, basically, we're, like, you know, not aggression with, like, the Federation. We have, like, you know, no relations with, like, the Klingons. And like we haven't met the other empires yet, so that's what's going on with like the Klingons up here with like our diplomacy. If you can like see from like at a glance what's going on right there. And you're saying you can basically keep on terraforming, so
Select terraforming location.
let's go to the other Arctic planet for now. You were going to build this truth transfer already.
Purchase order confirmed.
And I think at this point we're going to start building up some more machine guilds over here as well. I'm not bored at this point. I basically want to have like more like production. I think for like Ferengi, so we're basically start building these up like left and right, basically to like pump out stuff from like Ferengi for myself. And apparently all this time I forgot to build stuff over here at Kefka, so whoops, but whatever. I'll note that over here I'll probably build like a wind turbines and a subspace scanner so you can see what that's all about. So we'll build this.
Purchase order confirmed.
And this right after. See what they're all about. Alright, so there's that. There's my troop transport, you can go over here. I'll actually avoid Angosia if I can, so we'll do that. Buy one of these. Note, buy one of these are a lot more expensive now, but
Purchase order confirmed.
that's just, sort of like what happens when you basically, upgrade your structures to get more expensive to build and stuff. So wind turbines are built on Kefka. When I get the chance to, I'll buy a subspace scanner, but I need to have a little more money for that, so we'll hold off on that for now. Okay, my truth transfer got over here now, so let's go to this star here and see what's going on right there. You're still terraforming.
An alien culture has been found.
The Malcorians don't want their people to know about aliens. It's a tough market to crack, but there won't be much competition.
Alright, well, the Malcorians are an exceptionally xenophobic race, whose government takes great pains to conceal any contact with alien species. Despite their pre-warp technology, they show great promise in propulsion fury. The combination of warp technology and xenophobia may eventually prove to be a dangerous one. So,
There is news from our diplomatic corps.
oh, that expired apparently. But whatever. We basically met the Malcorians up here apparently. Now, not by the way, because the Federation makes our treaty expire, we now basically have like white border for like the Federation again, so we can go into territory if we want. I might just do it to check out what's over here, so let's go there first and we'll go there next, I guess. You'll go here. Now, no, but if I want to, I can actually like, get a new one, so we like and propose this again if I want to, so why not? We'll do that. And while we're at, let's just go to Colonization and say, do you want non-aggression as well? And we'll see if they want that as well. They probably don't, but whatever, we'll just try. Alright, now we're at breakthrough in biotech, so we can now have access to our aquaculture center as well as the growers market, so good things to find. And you guys get down here, I guess. We'll say hi to like the the Federation and stuff if they don't let us in, I guess, or if they do let us in. I should go down here first. Now that with the troop transfer, you can basically build outposts. Will start building that right now.
An outpost will be constructed.
Outposts basically extend the range of like your starships, so you can basically go farther. And they also are probably like a defensive boost for your system, so it's important to basically build them basically for that sort of thing. I also build this as well, so we'll get that going.
Confirmed.
And then we'll start building up our machine guilds over here. Whoops. But whatever. So we got ourselves our pip here for like our machine guild, so we're starting to build this up as you can see. I'm probably going to have this be like, a research world, so that'll be what I'm aiming for here. We'll start building a few research labs, I guess. And let's see what these guys do. And by the way, I'm researching genetics over here, so Yeah, again, let's just do this. We'll just lop it off, and like, you know, we'll basically focus on everything else for now. Looks like computer's gonna be like going up next, which is cool. So, actually, you know what? Let's just cut that off a little bit, so I don't like, you know, waste my research. So, you know, it's like put in the right place. All right, so it looks like we signed another Russian treaty with the Federation, so we're happy about that.
There's news from our diplomatic corps.
As expected, the clients rejected ours proposals, so we'll take that, but whatever. We have all the subspace scanner over here in, like, you know, Kefka. And, you know, that's good. I forgot, there's a combat drone there. That's why I didn't, like, you know, search that place, but whatever. Alright, so over here, let's go to the energy. I'm going to quickly put this on. And for now, we're just going to leave this, like, alone, this place, I think, so... We'll buy one of these, I guess, as I have it around.
Confirmed.
I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this system yet, so it's like, you know, let it just do it as it wants, but whatever. Note that we're building our outpost and it takes time to build it, but, you know, basically we got, like, you know, a little outpost icon there, and, like, you know, that's what's happening for that. Actually, you know what? Let's have you move over this way. You're slowly getting done. And I'll be built next turn. Awesome. Alright, now something to note, by the way, is that, like, you know, we got the subspace scanner on at this point. This guy's basically far away from, like, you know, this combat drone, but because we have, like, you know, the system scanner over here that's now powered, I can actually see, like, you know, essentially 2 spaces away from, like, you know, this system now. And that means we can, like, you know, see what's going on in here, we can see what's going on over here, we can see what's going on over here, etc. So, useful. Subspace scanners. Let's have you go over here for now. And I think with these guys over here, I know I'm definitely going to be building an agriculture center when we get the chance to, so we'll start building that over here, I guess. And before I forget about over here as well, we'll build an agriculture center just to have it, you know, up and ready to go. These basically provide food, and that'll be important basically to, you know, prevent my guys from starving. You do need to produce, like, enough food for the future population, so that's important to do, so you definitely want to make sure it's, you know, it's done. Alright, this seems like a good stopping point again for, like, you know, this episode, so... We basically, like, you know, contacted the Klingons, we basically, like, you know, explore a little bit more of, like, the space around us, we colonized a couple of worlds. You know, we're looking pretty good. Let's just see how it goes in the future. So just gonna save the game.
Selection confirmed. Saving game.
And... I'll see you guys next time.